Hello, my viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. New subscribers, welcome. Returning subscribers, welcome back. Yes, guys, so Vybez Kartel'S son is reporting that his father is in need of urgent surgery. He said that his dad's heart condition has worsened due to his Graves' disease and being incarcerated and not getting the extreme care that he needs where his condition is concerned. He said it's bad and the condition is not getting any better, and that's because of the condition he's being held in and also the lack of urgency to get medical care. He's on medication, but nonetheless, the condition is still worsening. So that's another big problem, he said. And because of that, it is recommended by the doctor to go to surgery. So that's a very big deal, he said. In a medical report obtained by The Star on May 2nd, 2024, Vybez Kartel'S doctor stated that the artist has lost 20% of his heart function from the capacity it was at this time last year, and that puts him at greater risk for a heart attack. Quote, his echocardiogram showed a moderate decrease in global wall function with an ejection fraction of 37%. An ejection fraction from 41 to 49% might be considered too low. It does indicate that Mr. Palmer is developing heart failure, which may lead to a heart attack. The EF, which is the ejection fraction, under 40% might be evidence of a patient getting closer to the possible risk of a heart failure or cardiomyopathy. End of quote. It was also observed that since his last medical examination, June 2023, Vybez Kartel had also developed increased abnormal girth. Little Vybez said he hoped the court system would have exercised some leniency or dealt with his dad's case with more urgency. Quote, despite his conditions getting worse, they are still moving slow. The fact that he needs to get medical attention as soon as possible, but it's just always delayed, he said. Little Vybez voiced displeasure that despite his father's conviction being squashed, and despite the fact that his sickness continues to get worse, it's like they don't really care, he said. So with all that, it's very frustrating and stressing, but I really just have to say, stay strong, to be honest, because I have my younger brothers and other family members and also a family of my own. So I just have to stay strong. With the celebration of Father's Day quickly approaching, the young Singjay said he yearns for family moments with his dad. And right now, I'm just waiting on my father to be free. Guys, as you know, Vybez Kartel and his two co-accused were denied bail last week, and they have to go before the appellate court again sometime soon. I think it's this month when we're gonna hear from the appeal court in Jamaica. And I guess now we know that the rush to get bail by his lawyer, it probably was because of his health, you know. From a child's perspective, I do feel for his son and for his kids, you know. They're just seeing their dad being incarcerated and very sick and needs help. Now, where the justice system is concerned, I think that at this point in time, Kartel's lawyers should be making a more stronger appeal for him to get emergency care. Vybez Kartel is in the state's custody, and if he is facing death and in need of medical care, I think the state, and according to, human rights documents, he's supposed to get the medical care that he needs. No one in jail or prison should be denied medical or life-saving health care. For the records, guys, I am not an advocate for nor against Kartel. Kartel is being dealt with the justice system, and they make the call on his freedom or lack thereof. I am just speaking based on my perspective and what I feel is right. As a member of the healthcare community, no one should be denied healthcare. Let's look at Graves' disease, guys. Graves' disease is a very serious medical condition and it affects almost every function of the human body. Graves' disease is an autoimmune disorder that causes an overactive thyroid or hyperthyroidism. Some of the symptoms are rapid or irregular heartbeat, heart palpitations, chest pain. We've seen the bulgy eyes. We've seen weight loss. We've seen memory problems, anxiety, all sort of things, guys. In Vybez Kartel's case, yes, it can affect the heart and the heart function, and it contributes to heart failure, and like the doctor says, it may lead to heart attack. If left untreated, Graves' disease can lead to heart rhythm disorders, and there are many of them, changes in the structure and function of the heart muscles, and the inability of the heart to pump enough blood to the body, which can lead to heart failure. According to National Institutes of Health, surgical treatment offers a significant and rapid clinical improvement of cardiovascular manifestations in Graves' disease patients, such as hypertension, tachycardia, and heart failure. Surgery should be considered and recommended in Graves' disease patients with known cardiovascular manifestation. So guys, the thyroid is located basically on the front of your neck, and it is an overproduction of thyroid, which is called hypothyroidism. The hallmark of the condition is bulging eyes, but it also affects every function of the body. It affects the brain, it affects the sweat glands, it affects the heart, it affects, your weight, it gives you tremors, it affects your muscles, it affects your reproductive system, your emotional well-being. It affects basically everything, right? Where the heart is concerned, the condition of hypothyroidism, it affects the heart muscles and how it pumps blood, right? And it uses more oxygen. So when there is a deficit there, you are going to expect heart failure, heart attack, and all sort of thing. Just a deficit in the function of the heart. Guys, the truth of the matter is, according to the international community and human rights people who are in state custody, they are not supposed to be denied care, and they're not supposed to be put at risk to develop more diseases or any diseases, right? And that is the unalienable rights conferred upon them by the international treaties and covenant. Have a right to health care, and most certainly have a right not to contract diseases in prison. So, Kartel lawyer them now, it begs the question, do they care about his health and well-being, or are they just dealing with the legal part of it, which relates to the charges that he's on? Because a lawyer who would care about their client, they would be looking at the situation with his health and speaking on his behalf in terms of his right to health care while he's incarcerated. The truth of the matter, guys, is that if something happen and Kartel got dead in a prison, and they got here say, boy, him did need health care, and the system never provide the care and this and that, Jamaica would develop a very bad reputation because of this. Remember, say with Kartel case and with the Privy Council, it became an international headline where people are aware that Kartel was denied a fair trial according to the proceedings and the thing with the juror and all this kind of something. So with the world being aware of that and the squashing were going with the Privy Council, and yes, Jamaica Appeals Court, them come back with a date now in June, which is, I think it's fairly timed. Of course, people who are related to Kartel would say no because he's ill. But according to our justice system work, a date of June the same year, guys, it's a fairly decent time. Now, if you go hear say Cartel dead in a prison and know say him did have medical issues and doctor's report a show say him need surgery and the lawyer them me no see the lawyer them a come up and I say, you know, he needs urgent surgery, he's losing heart function. The lawyers are talking all over the place on social media all about. But you know, I don't see them, you know, making an appeal to the judges and the justice system to get Cartel emergency surgery so that he can actually live long enough to finish out this case and the appeal. You understand, guys? So this is not a good look. And if something should happen to him, it's definitely not going to look good on Jamaica. So I would say to Cartel lawyer them, the man appeal no for do no work where his well-being and his court proceedings are concerned. And it is also your duty in this situation where clearly he needs urgent care because his heart is failing. It is your job to go and make the appeal to the appropriate bodies for him to get this surgery, right? Anyway, guys, make sure you're keeping it locked here to Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Make sure you're subscribed and you're inviting your friends to come over here, come hang out with me. Take care until next time.